All rise. Superior Court of Marion County is now in session.
Thank you, and please be seated. And good morning, everyone. My name is Curry Mingledorf. I'm assigned to preside over this morning's proceedings. We're here for a limited purpose this morning. I do want to note for everyone's benefit that there is, as everyone certainly is aware, considerable interest in what has occurred in our community in the last several days. For that reason, the court has seen fit under Rule 22 of the Uniform Superior Court rules to allow media outlets to record some of these proceedings. However, under those rules, the court has set in place certain limitations, and I just want everyone to know that the media has been informed of that, and I'm confident that they will comply with that. But otherwise, there is to be no filming or recording by any members of the public or any other individual other than those authorized specifically by the court in its signed ruling. Are we ready, counsel, to begin and bring the defendant in?
State's ready, Your Honor.
All right.
Defense is ready.
All right. All right, good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Colt Gray?
Sir.
My name's Curry Mingledorf. I'm assigned to preside over this morning's proceedings. Mr. Gray, I do need to inquire as to whether you're able to read and write the English language.
Yes, sir.
All right. I also want to inform you, I want to ask you, do you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney in these proceedings?
Yes, sir.
And you are, in fact, represented today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Zane Harmon, you're here on behalf of this defendant, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you understand that you have the right to be continuously represented throughout this proceeding, and if you cannot afford to hire counsel, then this court is obligated under the Constitution to provide counsel for you without cost to you. All right, I am going to inform you of a few other matters, and I'm not going to ask you anything, just inform you. So one is, I want to make sure that you are aware that you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything at all. And it's important to understand that because anything you might say could be used against you at further proceedings associated with your case. I want to inform you of the charges that you currently face. In essence, you are charged with 4 counts of felony murder as outlined in the state warrants that have been issued against you. I want to make you aware that the maximum penalty for felony murder, so for each count, the maximum penalty is that you could be punishable by death, by imprisonment for life, without parole, or by imprisonment for life, with the possibility of parole. If you have any questions about these charges, then I would urge you to discuss those with your attorney. I would invite you, Mr. Harmon, to inform the court as to whether there's a request for bond at this time.
At this time, Your Honor, there is not a request for bond. We will file the appropriate motions if that becomes necessary.
All right. An indictment by the grand jury for most felony offenses or accusations, well, you have the right to receive an indictment for these offenses. And I assume Mr. Brad Smith is here on behalf of the DA's office, or he is our district attorney, and he's accompanied by Ms. Patricia Brooks, who is his chief assistant. A preliminary hearing, you'll have the right also to a preliminary hearing unless you make a bond, which of course at this point there's no bond being requested, or unless you waive such a hearing. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by a judge or a jury. You have the right to confront and cross-examine all witnesses. You have the right to call witnesses on your own behalf and testify in your own defense if you so choose. As you sit here in this courtroom today, under the law, you are presumed innocent. Your refusal to testify at any point in any proceeding will not be used against you in determining whether you are guilty or not guilty. Counsel, let me just inquire as to whether there are any other items that the court should address before we conclude this preliminary hearing.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Well, I do have one piece of information to convey to the court. There was a development yesterday afternoon that makes it necessary for our office to have alternate counsel appointed, and arrangements have already been made in that regard. I've already explained that to Mr. Gray, and alternate counsel will be appointed by the end of the day today.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Donna Seagraves. All right, then with that, this hearing is concluded, and you may escort this defendant out. All right, with that, I understand that we have another first appearance hearing, and I think that we're going to have a little bit of a recess before we conduct that, unless everyone's ready to proceed with that. I think that I told the media outlet that I would recess briefly to allow them to kind of reconfigure what they're doing, and so we'll be in recess for a short time until I'm informed that everyone's ready. All right, thank you.
Yes.
You at the table, you understand that you have the right to be represented by a preliminary hearing that's been scheduled for. Colin Gray, please. Good morning, sir. Are you Mr. Colin Gray? Am I pronouncing your first name correctly? Mr. Gray, my name is Curry Mingledorf. I'm assigned to preside over this morning's proceeding. This is your first appearance hearing. And at this hearing, I'm first going to ask you just a few questions, and then I'm going to advise you of your rights and also let you know about a preliminary hearing that's been scheduled for you. Why don't you just state your name, please? All right, pull the microphone down, please. There you go. All right, and how old are you, Mr. Gray?
54.
And are you able to read and write and understand the English language without
Yes,
any
sir.
difficulty?
Yes, sir.
How far did you go in school?
11th grade GED.
Okay. And I note that you have counsel seated with you at the table. You understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney at all times for this and all future proceedings in your case?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that, of course, if you cannot afford an attorney, that the public defender will be appointed to represent you upon your request.
Yes, sir.
All right. And counsel, would you identify yourself, please, for the record?
Donna Seagraves. We are going to have new counsel assigned to Mr. Gray later today.
All right. Thank you. All right. Okay. Sorry. Just need to make sure that the system is working and All right, so the following aren't questions that I'm going to ask. I'm just informing you of some things. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you at further hearings or at a trial on the charges that you're facing. For this hearing, you're not going to be questioned about facts and circumstances surrounding your charges. You are currently charged with, and you'll be provided with copies of the warrants if you don't already have them. You're currently charged with 2 counts of felony murder in the second degree. You're charged with 4 counts of felony involuntary manslaughter. You're charged with 8 counts of felony cruelty to children in the second degree. Now, for these offenses, for the felony murder counts in the second degree, felony murder in the second degree, the maximum penalty for each count is up to 30 years imprisonment. For felony involuntary manslaughter, of course, again, there are 4 counts. The maximum penalty for each of those offenses is 10 years imprisonment. For the 8 felony cruelty to children counts, the maximum penalty under the law for each of those 8 counts is 10 years imprisonment, for a maximum total possible penalty for the charges that you currently are facing of 180 years imprisonment. If you have questions about these charges, which I assume that you will, the court urges you to discuss those with your attorney. Let me inquire as to whether there's a motion for bond, if Mr. Gray is moving for bond at this time.
No, sir, not at this time. We will allow alternate counsel to make that decision.
All right, thank you. I also need to inform you that you have the right to an indictment by a grand jury, and you also have the right to a preliminary hearing unless you make bond or waive such a hearing. You have the right to a speedy and public trial by a judge or jury. You have the right to confront and cross-examine all witnesses. You have the right to call witnesses on your own behalf and testify in your own defense if you so choose. I want to make it clear to you, Mr. Gray, that you are presumed innocent. Your refusal to testify at any point cannot be used against you in determining whether you are guilty or not guilty. I mentioned the first appearance hearing a moment ago. That is being set for you for December 4th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Currently, that's set to take place in the Magistrate Court of Barrow County. It could be subject to change, but I just want you to know that that is the date that we currently have. In fact, counsel, could you approach, please? I have this, let's see, I need to scratch this out. This document that discusses bond and gives the date of the preliminary hearing. And I guess I could sign that and you can just get a copy of it. And then the warrants are attached to that. So I would like for him to sign it. Please.
Sign right there, just so you're getting a copy of this. He is giving you a copy. He'll give you a copy of all the warrants. Do you want me to go ahead and give him his copy?
Yes, please.
And the page continues. And are these his copies of the warrants?
Those are provided and they say service copies on them, so I assume that they're for him. Sergeant Briscoe, do you concur with that? Is that what those copies are for? Those are for the detention center? So he's got his own copies or he'll have them provided? All right, so the detention center wants to hold on to those. All right, let me, and thank you, Ms. Seagraves. I want to certainly acknowledge the presence of our district attorney, Mr. Brad Smith, and he's assisted by his chief assistant, Patricia Brooks. Is there anything else, counsel, that the court needs to address that I have neglected to address?
No, Your Honor.
No, sir, not at this time.
All right, I do want to thank those who are in the gallery who have an interest and who have appeared. I appreciate the decorum that has been maintained throughout this proceeding, or both of these proceedings today. And with that, this matter is adjourned.
The attorney who's going to represent you, I think his name is James Rogers. We're going to have the official later today, but he'll come and see you probably the first part of next week.
All right. Short and sweet, to the point. All right. I was reading who's coming here. Becky.
Good morning, gorgeous.
Hi, how you doing?
Mm,
I'm not echoing, am I?
no.
Okay.
Am I?
I'm reading Becky's comment here. The problem I have with the Crumbley's case was charging parents for a crime. They charged the shooter as an adult. It seems like double dipping. And then she says, please don't think I want him held accountable. No, all opinions are welcome here. I'm just a loud one, ain't I?
Yeah, no, she was going with because of what I said about the dad being held accountable.
Did I miss something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you missed my mom as usual. You overlook me all the time. I'm just your mod. Don't worry about me.
I know. Becky, it's funny you say that because I was going to go digging. The moms, okay. Okay, do you want to hear my opinion on this? This is a horrible thing, obviously. Now people are going to, oh God, this is my opinion. I'm for your rights to have your weapons, okay? However, when you go to get that weapon, if you have a mental illness, you cannot have the weapon. Here in this situation, the father knew the kid had mental health problems. Okay? Why wasn't that gun safe and locked up? So I feel I'm shocked that he's being charged with murder. Okay? But okay, go. Your turn. Go, Jippy.
Okay, so the dad had come out and said last year when this kid was put on the FBI's radar for making threats about shooting I don't know if it was a school or not, I can't remember, but it was all on Discord and took pictures of the weapons and stuff. The dad had come out and said that he does not touch these weapons without adult supervision, not soap, but supervision, and it's constantly locked up. How is it constantly locked up if he got his hands on it without you knowing?
Right.
So that's without your supervision. Now, I don't know about Mom Hun. As far as I know, she's not in the picture, but that could be Dad has custody.
We'll find out.
Type of thing. We would. Oh yeah, we will. But it looks like we got a few good trials we got coming up for us to
I know, how
They go back and
exciting.
forth.
Here are the victims.
You know, I'm really mad. Yeah, that's sad as can.
I know, ain't it?
You know what the bad part is? They've been in school maybe 2 weeks tops now, and this is his first year at this school.
No, really?
So, yeah, he was in a different school last year. That school district was put on notice about this kid. I don't know. This new district has been put,
Okay.
but other than not liking the school in 2 weeks, how much drama could a kid have at a new school?
Obviously, it was in his head. Why do these kids do this? I'm not understanding. He was on the FBI watch list. I mean,
Well, I don't know about the watch list, but I know he was on their radar because they did talk to him and his dad last year.
okay, let me look.
So I would think he was on the watch list, but I don't want
Yeah, thank you.
to confirm that without sure. But I do know for sure he was on the radar.
Let's see. All right.
Heck,
Here we
down
go.
here in North Carolina, high school starts at 8.
I found an article. I was just going to go to the FBI thing, but let's look here. Georgia high school shooter suspect was previously interviewed after FBI received reports online threats. Let's see. He's 14. He killed 4 people, wounded 9.
That's the sad.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Like, what in the world puts this kind of mental stuff on a kid at 14? It's got to be more at home issue than at school issue.
Oh, this is why his dad got these
You know,
charges.
because usually
These charges stem from Mr. Gray knowing and allowing his son Colt to possess a weapon. GBI Director Chris said in a news conference Thursday night. Then CBS learned that police and federal agents are investigating if the weapon used in the shooting was purchased by the teen's father as a gift for his son in 2023. According to 4 federal law enforcement sources close to the investigation.
it's crazy.
He had an interest in other previous shootings. Earlier tips about threat. More than a year ago, tips online posting threats. A school shooting led Georgia police to interview the 13-year-old boy, but investigators didn't have enough evidence for an arrest. On Wednesday, that same boy, okay. Where did I see that? Did you see that with the FBI?
Damn it. Did I see what?
Okay, I want your guys' opinion. I'm sorry, I'm going everywhere. What do you, because this is going to become a pew-pew deal. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a big deal for that. It's not the pew-pews that kill, it's the people that have them and do not,
Respect
what's the word? What's the word, Dippy? It's the operator.
They don't respect.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
but they don't. They have to learn how to respect it, use it. Like
I don't know the exact word right now because I just woke up not too long ago. Okay, I was super busy yesterday, so I knew this happened, but Nella was really sick. I'm sick, but I was in the clinic with her for 3 hours. Yeah.
What's wrong with the baby?
Nala,
What's wrong with her?
I thought it was allergies. This is something totally new for her. And she was biting her little legs. You know, Pomeranians, all they are is bone, right? In their legs. And she was chewing up her freaking legs. And I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? And so they're saying maybe it's something she ate, in which I'm upset with my dad because he gives her people food. And I said, you cannot give her people food. Stop it. I cannot even get her to eat dog food at my house. I do, but it'll take a month for her bowl to be gone. But every day that she goes there, he feeds her people food like he eats. And I said, no, it's got to stop. It could have been the food. It could be a little, this is a season for dogs to start itching. She don't have ticks or anything like that because Nala's taken care of. I had a over $200 bill. My baby gets taken care of before me. And she had a steroid shot, an itching shot, and I got special medicine to a mousse to rub on her legs. But her poor little legs. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah, she probably just got into something that she was allergic to.
Well, yeah, people
Think
food. I don't know
candle
what my dad feeds her everything he eats at dinner, and he helps. She gets to eat. He gives her dreamsicles. She gets a little tiny bit of that. And I'm like, God, Dad, quit feeding her this shit. I go, she won't eat people food because of you. Hi, sweetheart.
She won't eat me.
I know, I'm telling him that. I mean, I said her digestive system is way different than ours. And she's a little tiny dog. She weighs 7 pounds. I feel like labs and stuff like that is different. If you want your dog eating that shit, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't
My
even
mom don't
let
give her real food either. It's dog food only.
I mean, I let her eat pig ears and stuff like that from the meat market, and some other things from there. But I do take care of her.
Kitty, don't
Like,
do that.
what? What did I
Stop
do?
it.
You talking to me?
Not you, my cat.
Oh, I'm like, what did
No,
I
the
do?
cat was getting ready to box. I didn't want her to make a bunch of noise.
Oh.
Him. Sorry, you're him.
Oh, so the FBI came and talked to this family. This dad.
Yep.
This dad had to know about the
Yep.
whatchamacallit, the Crumbly case. Unbelievable.
I mean, to be honest, I think it should have started way before the Crumbly case, but hey, gotta start with somebody
No, the dad.
and somewhere.
No, if they came to talk to the dad last year about this, okay, what's my point? He should have known this is going to happen to him too, especially since he knew about it. They're also looking where the gun was bought. Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, today, Becky, I'm going to be doing lots of researching. Yep, sure am.
We're gonna have to share info.
We will. Not a problem. Once I dig, I dig
We
and
normally
dig.
do when we want to do together.
Oh, yeah. I don't care.
Oh, so real quick, not to interrupt this,
Yeah, interrupt. I
thingy,
don't care.
but we have 2 trials.
Oh, yes.
We have 2 trials within like 3 or 4 days of starting.
Oh, that's right.
How's
Boone
that
and
gonna go?
Leilani,
Boone
right?
and Milani. Hers is the 9th, and Boone's
Oh.
is the 7th.
Oh, no. Okay, I want to do Leilani because I've been following that case since day one.
Me too.
Yep.
I'm waiting.
Um,
Next year,
yep.
though. Next year is going to be the big one.
Yes.
And
Megan
tonight,
Boswell.
tonight, Vinny's doing a 8 o'clock special on Evelyn.
My sweet little baby Evelyn. Baby Evelyn.
I felt yesterday because I was waiting all day for Vinny to come on last night, 8 o'clock. And I missed it. And I went back and looked. I was like, where is it? I was like, oh my God. So I had to go to Court TV website and realized it's tonight, not last night. I was like, yeah, don't I feel like a big goof right now? But it's okay. I had him out last night anyway.
Right.
Yeah, two huge trials back to back, and then next year's the next big trial. But I'm
Okay.
sure there's ones in between, but these are the ones that we've been keeping up with like nonstop.
Yeah. Okay. I said a while back, and I'll probably stick to it, that after baby Quentin and baby Evelyn, I'm not touching the kid's case again like this type.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done too with it. Like I can't. I want to get through the ones that we've already been working on, and then that's it. Just
Yep.
go to other things. There's
No, because it was really
true
hard.
crime crap.
People are saying like, this is really affecting you, and I didn't realize it was these type of cases. And they're like, you need to take a break, and I did. I listened, but I didn't see it that way. I'm like, boy, if people are seeing that in me, maybe either it's true. You know what I mean?
I realized that after within 6 weeks of them finding Quentin, that's when I realized it was affecting me. Because how I was with Summer's case. I
Yeah.
finally laid back off of that one. What about almost 2 years now? I've been chill on that one. But when they found Quentin, I was like, oh my
I know.
God, look at how I am with this case, and it's only 6 weeks. God forbid, if and when they find Summer, how am I going to react then? Yeah, I can't do that to myself.
Well, you got to be
I
strong
can't.
for Candace. I mean,
Yeah,
you're in Candace's life, so you got to keep that in mind. You got to be strong for her. Just saying.
now, but I thought about this before me and Candace even became friends. So, like, this was my thought, like,
I know
right
you
after they
have.
found Quentin.
I know you
I need to
have.
step back.
2 years ago, I knew that.
Yep. So I just have to. I really have in the last year, though. I've learned to separate myself from the cases, to where I don't get so overwhelmed or overly not invested or into it. Like, I do want to help as much as I can, but I've learned that I had to like separate myself from the case.
Right.
There's the me case, and then me on the case, and then there's me as a person.
Right.
Couple people
Yes,
smacking
there
me
you go. Perfect word.
a
Drain
little bit.
energetically. Yep. But then
Hold on.
then once you're, oh my gosh. And then once you got your energy back, you go back to it again. It don't make sense. I know it don't make sense, but it's like, oh boy, I gotta help. Yes. I don't know if you've been watching Young Thug Trial. I have been, and let me tell you, I do not know how that case even got to court. Fulton County is full of corruption. This case should have been a mistrial 100 times now. And what do they care? They got all these guys sitting there in jail. What do they care? For one witness, it takes them. Look at Woody. Woody's been on the stand probably a total of 4 or 5 weeks. One witness. The other witness, he's been on what? This is day 3 with the prosecutor, and she's asked the same question like 10 different ways. It's crazy. And the judge lets her get away with it. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this live. I just wanted to, I seen that there was a hearing going on. And I'm going to look into the family, as in the dad and the kid. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go digging into their lives like the whole family. I won't do that. I want to know about this FBI thing. You're welcome. Dippy, I'm going to go, woman.
I was just coming back, woman. What do we
I'm
have?
gonna come back later, as soon as I, find out more information, of what's going on.
All right. Yeah, I
Okay.
was thinking about doing a live, but it said it was Friday. But let me know when you're doing yours, so we don't go at the same time.
Yeah, I will. Okay,
Unless you
everybody,
want me streaming you, I can.
you can do whatever you want. Goodbye, sis, I love you.
love you.
Goodbye, Becky. Let's see, who
Bye,
else?
Angelique. Bye, Becky.
Bye, Holly Berry. Somebody else came in. Shauna came in.
Oh, I can't remember who was all here.
I know, I can't either, I'm looking. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to thank everybody, even in the bushes. Bye, Dippy. Love you.